To say we've been building structures for a very long time would be a massive understatement. Yet, even in prehistoric times, we had to rely on our environment to help protect and shelter us. Trees and plants have been here longer than us, and ever since the dawn of humankind, they have played a vital part in our continued existence here on Earth. So today, we're diving into an important topic that brings together the worlds of construction and tree preservation. In this video, we'll be exploring the challenges of protecting trees on construction sites and the crucial role that both arborists and construction personnel play in ensuring the well-being of these natural treasures. Imagine this magnificent tree as the centerpiece of a construction site. It's not just another obstacle to work around, it's a living organism, some might even say a sentient being that has a unique role in the ecosystem. And crowded cities are always trying to squeeze an extra foot out of a space. Human beings will continue to build, so because trees will continue to grow and humans will continue to build, let's talk about what can be done to protect a tree during construction. Equipment used during construction can cause physical damage to trees, and debris left from construction sites can lead to long-term health issues for a tree. Limited space, root damage, soil compaction, and changes in soil grade are just a few hurdles that need to be overcome. One thing our arborists can do when inspecting a tree for preservation prior to any construction beginning is inspecting the tree's critical root zone. The critical root zone of a tree is the zone in which the majority of a tree's roots lie. And a general rule of thumb for determining the critical root zone is to measure the tree's diameter and provide 1 foot distance from the trunk per each inch of diameter of the tree measured at standard height. For example, if you were to measure a tree and get a 12-inch diameter at standard height, the tree's critical root zone would extend from the center of the main stem 12 feet away in all directions. Once you have determined the tree's critical root zone, it is time to take out the building plans and find out if there will be any construction activities happening within this zone. If it is determined that construction will be happening within this zone, it is best to contact your arborist to have them come out to inspect the root zone and to help prepare your tree for construction activities. The best tool to use for unearthing a tree's root zone and preparing it for inspection is known as an air spade. Unlike mechanical excavation techniques, air spading efficiently removes or loosens soil without damaging a tree's delicate root system. Once the soil has been removed from the tree's root system where construction is going to be taking place, your arborists can easily identify which roots must be saved and which roots can be trimmed in order to proceed with your construction project. Here you can see our crews beginning the excavation process and using the air spade as they remove the soil within the tree's critical root zone in order to inspect the roots underneath.
Guys, look at that. When you look at like interior critical root zone versus exterior, that's like, yeah, I mean, that's textbook classic.
Since this tool uses compressed air at high PSI, it is extremely important to remember to use your personal protective equipment, also known as PPE, in order to keep yourself and your crew safe. It is also important to remember that you must keep the tree's root zone wet during the process, as having the roots drying out can cause detrimental effects to the tree's long-term health. Using a hose or a sprinkler system is one of the best ways to keep the roots moist during this process, since the soil that typically does that job for us is now being removed. Once we are finished the process of excavating out the tree's root zone, then we can begin our inspection to find out which roots can be cut and which roots need to be removed in order to proceed with the construction activities.
We'll just call this good. If we don't, I'll bring it into here and we'll spray paint it and I'll allow them to dig in. And, you know, we're talking 10 feet under the canopy. And I think this is as far as I'm going to push it as far as our root protection. It's interior critical root zone. 90% of what we got. I wanted her to check right here.
Okay.
Do you want me to do that real quick?
Yeah,
And then we can...
do that real quick and then I'm going to spray paint. We'll call that the other side of the protection zone. We're solidly interior critical root zone, so we're meeting Seattle. We're meeting what Ty's original specs were, and I think we're even better than
Yeah. I think we're doing good for the tree. Yeah.
Once our crews are finished excavating the tree's root zones and all inspections and necessary measures have been taken, it is then time to recover the tree's root zone to ensure that it will stay happy and healthy through the rest of this construction process. One of the best ways to cover up a tree's root zone after it has been excavated is to use a mixture of topsoil and compost.
So happy to have this machine today so we don't have to carry this all down in buckets. I think about 5 yards total based on the area we're doing. So
Yeah, so basically he was saying not to put the soil back.
Oh really?
And just to do the mulch.
Oh,
because
wow.
they're coming in there, they're gonna be like
they're gonna disrupt it all over again, yeah.
So
Because a foot is the requirement if they're gonna drive equipment across it, so it really depends on whether they're gonna stop the truck there or whether they're gonna take it past.
I'm thinking like a foot.
Sure.
And then they'll put the plywood down.
Once the topsoil and compost mixture has been laid out to the depth determined by your arborist, it is then time to bring in mulch and cover the entire critical root zone to a depth of 3 to 4 inches or perhaps more, depending on what exactly is going to be taking place in that root zone once we leave. Laying out mulch over a tree's critical root zone plays an important part in ensuring the tree's longevity and health during a construction process. Mulch has several benefits. It's going to help retain moisture in the soil, which will help keep the newly excavated and then refilled root zone moist, and it will keep it from drying out. And secondly, it's going to help reduce any compaction that may occur from construction personnel walking over it or perhaps driving any equipment over that zone. Even though our goal is to save every tree we can on a construction site, every now and then it is determined that a tree must come down due to safety issues now or safety issues that may arise in the future. If it is known that a tree can be retained, yet parts of it may interfere with construction activities, it is always best to have your arborist come out and prepare the canopy above ground for this process. If you know that a branch is going to get broken or a leader is going to get torn off, it is best to have your arborist come out and trim the tree back in order to alleviate any machinery possibly breaking, scraping, or harming any parts of the tree. As cities grow, preserving trees becomes crucial to maintain a balance between development and nature. Urban planners and architects work together to incorporate trees into city landscapes, and during construction in urban areas, every effort should be made to protect existing trees. In just a few minutes, we've explored some of the challenges and solutions when it comes to protecting trees on construction sites. Whether it's in a natural setting or a bustling urban city, the harmony between construction and nature is essential. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay mindful and keep those trees safe.